Eastman, I know that Violet is going to help us do this. But before she gets here...
She'll be here in a second.
I need to tell you some things.
Tell me.
At the gas station earlier, I was overcome. When you looked into my eyes, I was taken back to that moment when you were with me, when Glenn was on his deathbed, my dear dead husband, Glenn.
And rest in peace.
And in that moment, when I was looking at you, I was looking at Glenn. Not at you, Dr. Eastman.
The Glenn that's alive or the dead rotting body, Glenn?
The Glenn that's alive in my heart.
I see.
Dr. Eastman, please. Sitting under the moon, it makes me want to tell the truth. I have other things I need to say.
Go ahead.
I'm afraid you're not going to respect me.
I'll respect you. I have things I can share too. I have darkness.
Oh, no, Dr. Eastman. I've only known you to be the purest of souls.
Oh. You don't know me very well. But tell me, what is it?
Well, as you know, while I was away, I took up track and field again.
That sounds wonderful.
It was joyful. It was as if I had gone back in time and I was 17 years old throwing the javelin.
V!
Oh, no.
She's here. V, we're ready.
All right. It's time. Did you bring your stuff?
I did.
Just place it down. Did you set your intentions?
I did.
And we must say them under the moon.
My intentions, O moon, is to find love. And potentially my wife.
Would you like to set an intention?
Yes. My intention, oh moon.
Wait a second! What is it? Your skin.
What?
Under the moonlight, under this ritual, it has a purple glare to it. That means you've recently committed a murder.
Oh.
How can you see these things?
Because I'm a witch!
God, Violet, I had no idea. I need a cigarette.
You were in
Violet?
Mexico City when I blew up Ken's head.
Can I put the donut back in the case?
Yes.
Thank you.
Well, we can't do a moon ritual for love in the presence of a
Wait,
murderer.
wait, wait. Is this true?
I didn't have a chance to set the rest of my ritual, Violet, but you've clearly seen right through me. I'm a murderer! I killed Crystal with a javelin of metric size!
Mayor Johnson, I really appreciate you inviting me into your home. You mind if I pour you a drink?
Sure. You know where the bar is, apparently?
Everyone's got one. Look, I wanted you and me to have a bit of a conversation.
Whatever for?
Here. Calm yourself in. I think you know by now, I've been through quite a lot in this town, between certain judgments and recent deaths and near deaths and surgeries. There's been a lot, and
Real whirlwind.
out of anyone, I know how it feels to not quite know your place, to be fearful of what people around you might think and what they might do if they knew everything you were thinking. And I wanted to give you the opportunity to say anything you might want to someone who isn't going to judge and isn't going to think lesser of you. Based on your politics, there's not very much lower, I could think. So anything really would bring it higher up.
This is 1960 in Beaver Pines, Maddie. I don't think Senator McCarthy would look too kindly upon a mayor who appreciates finer textiles. It started off in the war, you see. Long days on the front, we'd come across a abandoned boulangerie, and I would put on a little show for the men. And then I would always keep a piece or two of the nicest things in my pack. So I told myself it was for the men, keep morale up. But I wore those fishnets under my BDUs for me. For me, Maddie. And when I got back, I dedicated myself to the service of this town, to building a better America that was fair for all. White men who served in the war, to build a life after the destruction and the death that we'd seen. And still underneath my new uniform, French silk. Of course, I'm sure you know that, of course, it helps with the figure, as it were. Makes you stand up a little straighter, shoulders a little further back. Who doesn't want to look a little more confident when they're on stage speaking to the public? Of course, they don't make these kinds of things for men, no. But I still have my catalogs. I have a closet full, Maddie. Full.
I understand. I do. Most of it, anyway. The part I don't understand, RJ, if I can call you that, is why you want to be mayor. There's so much beauty and joy in the world that you and I know on a level that so many people can't even imagine.
You don't understand? Maddie, I can be mayor and I can be a rascal who plays his cards, holds them tight, an eligible bachelor, too much time in the office to think about settling down with a wife and kids. It's just another costume, Maddie, but one that comes with real power. You're nothing. Your brother's a low-life gangster. If I decided to put you away tomorrow, you'd be in a padded cell. But I am Mayor Rutherford R.J. Johnson. Even this story in the papers I could probably sweep right under the rug if I bribe the right people or blackmail the right people. Because this costume has power, Maddie. And living in my truth exposes me too much. So I thank you for your words. And I do thank you for your understanding. But I think I'm going to hold on to my power.
Here's the problem with power that isn't rooted in truth, Mayor. It can't last. What you may not know is that Jack and I recently came into a very, very large sum of money.
Oh.
So all of that blackmail you wanted to threaten me with, it's not going to work anymore. All of that power you say you had over the newspapers, over the television ads, none of it matters anymore. Because Jack and I, we have as much of it as you do now, and we have truth on our side. So really, what do you get by having power that doesn't let you be who you are? What do you get by having to hide in your fancy office? What do you really get?
Definitely cat is out of the bag, okay? You gotta tell me why. Why did you do it?
Do you know what it feels like to leave town thinking that you're only leaving for a few days to make yourself a better person? But when you get back, the person that you cared about most had already forgotten about you and moved on to somebody. And I just couldn't bear to see them together.
So it was jealousy then.
Yes, I was jealous.
Then obviously you're still in love with Rusty.
Well, Jackie doesn't matter.
I say to you, Beverly, you said serenade, and I poured my heart out for you. The whole time you just...
Oh, Jack, I'm so sorry. I know that when you sing, it makes you so vulnerable. And when you sing and you have to reach those high notes, it makes you feel like a little boy. And then when you hit those deep notes, you feel like a man. And I know when you did that in front of me, you felt like a complete boy man. And Jack, I'd be lying if I said I didn't love you for that.
Beverly, I can't do this.
What do you mean? You're not as big of a man as you thought you were?
You left for 3 days, and out of jealousy, you killed Crystal?
It's not like you never tried to kill somebody, is it?
Don't try to turn this around on me. Okay, this is about us, okay?
When you stood there in front of me, in front of the gas pump, and you asked me to pick a note, Beverly, pick any note. I said, C minor. C minor is the note of people who are imperfect. People who have flaws, Jack. People who are cracked from the inside out.
Well, you know what? I have money now. And that can pay over all the flaws that I have, okay? So you know what? I'm done with this expansion business. You're keeping the one gas station. I'm taking my money, and I'm taking my love elsewhere.
Go on. Fine, I'll be fine without you. I'll think of new ideas and the gas station will be bigger than ever.
And I'm going now. And I'll never sing to you again. Bye, Beverly.
Oh, stop it.
Never again will you see me.
Listen, this whole thing is getting too weird. You can bring your V back. My head is swimming. I feel confused with Beverly, with my wife. More importantly, you and I. Before we came to this godforsaken town, you and I. You rejected me when I expressed my love for you.
I love Ronaldo.
I know.
And then I found out he was my half-brother.
That's right.
Look, it doesn't matter anyway. It's worn off, the serum. It was just a low dose, and we wasted it on Beverly and her murder. So we're back to square one.
No, we're not back to square one. I still have feelings for you. That's what I came to realize when I had that sweet donut looking at the moon. You told me to bring something sweet for a sweet outcome. And now I'm just tasting bitterness of my love.
You knew I loved jelly donuts. I used to like when you used to put them in your mouth and they'd squirt out. Kind of look like blood. That appeals to my darker side.
I have a little mini fridge here. I keep an array of them. Every night I eat one alone. I squirt all alone.
Talk so dirty.
Your turn.
Wait a second. Trying to seduce me with all this jelly.
Yes?
Don't you love Olivia still? And I ask this because I know something.
What?
Her and Maurice. They broke up. And here you are, licking jelly and squirting it all over me. And when you find this out, look at your eyes. All you can think about is her.
So you are hurt. So you do still have feelings for me.
Dad, have you seen the beaver?
Not for a long time.
Whose beaver are you speaking of?
I'll tell you. Violet is